Hey, Tucker, just kind of curious now that it's been a few games. I don't know what it was like when you first came back into the lineup, but are you satisfied and happy with the progress that you've made? Because certainly on the eyeball test, it looks pretty good.
Uh, yeah, just getting back out there was awesome. The first game. It's been 3 games now, so feeling better, feeling like I'm getting my legs under me a little more. We've been getting some wins. Team's been playing well, so that's been fun for me.
Go next to Ken Weaver from Sportsnet. Go ahead, Weaver.
Thanks, Gregor. Afternoon, Tucker. Paul's talked a few times about with your improvements in your game that it's different with the pairing with you and Josh. I mean, what kinds of things are you seeing in terms of getting back together on that pairing together?
You mean improvement for myself or just playing with Josh and us working together?
Yeah, you said it's different. People said, well, you played together last year, but he thinks that because your progression over the course of the year, things are different now. How do you see it?
Yeah, based on conversations with Paul, with Coach, I think my game's progressed in certain areas where I'm making reads better. I'm getting up the ice a little better, and just every part of my game I think's improved a little bit. And I think that's helped playing with Josh. Josh is able to know my game better and play off me a little better. So I think that's a little bit what's going on and maybe what he was talking about.
I'll go next with Ted Wyman from the Winnipeg Sun. Go ahead, Ted.
Hey, Tucker, with these games against Edmonton, obviously pretty high scoring the other night. There's been a few of those in this Canadian division. As a defenseman, what's that like? Do you look forward to those games?
I mean, both teams after a game like that game, we're talking about tightening up defensively on the rush, D zone, sticks, all those little things. But I mean, some of those games are going to happen. And, for the fans, I'm sure they enjoy some of those games compared to maybe a 2-1 game or something. But, playing defense, you don't like to see that. But, things are going to happen. And sometimes you just got to maybe not play your best, but you just got to play better than the other guy.
I'll go next to Derek Van Diest. Go ahead, Derek.
Hey, Tucker. Someone compared Connor Hellebuyck to Grant Fuhrer the other day because at 5-5, when you guys went up 6-5, he wasn't going to let in that 6th goal. How much confidence does he give you guys back there, knowing that when he has to shut things down, he really did the other night?
Yeah, with for however long I've known Connor, he's a guy where playing defense, we're super confident in him. I'm super confident in him, and he's a guy, I'm sure he's very confident in himself, but that's something awesome when you have a guy like that when I'm defending to know he's back there and he knows he's going to do the job and he's super confident because that just, gives confidence to the rest of us.
Go next to Mike McIntyre from the Winnipeg Free Press. Go ahead, Mike.
Afternoon, Tucker. I just wanted to ask, you're on a road trip here. I know you weren't on that first 3-game road trip that went out east. You had the one off last week when you came back, but just describe how different or similar a road trip is kind of this year versus ones that you've done in the past, just with some of the restrictions in place.
Yeah. So I talked to some of the guys kind of what to expect based off the first one, and coming to this one, there's all this downtime that usually you could fill in with going on a walk or, getting together, playing cards, or just little things you don't really think of that are now you're kind of just in your room and you're trying to fill the time. I was on my phone a lot, just FaceTiming family back home yesterday, just trying to fill in time, but you're trying to piece together days just to keep yourself with it because there's only so many hours you can spend at the rink and so on during a practice day. So you're just, or at least myself, just trying to fill the day doing something productive.
And final question to Ken Weed from Sportsnet. Go ahead, Weaver.
Tucker, why do you think you've been such an effective penalty killer, and what are you seeing from the penalty killing unit since you've been back in the lineup here?
I mean, it's something I've always done growing up and being penalty kill. It's just positioning, stick work, things like that is what I try to focus on. And that's a lot of what penalty kill is. It's about working together with the other 3 guys on the ice where you're covering each other's spots and And when a guy's forcing, you need to have your stick in the right place. And that's a lot of what we've talked about on the PK is when we're doing pressure, you're doing it together, or your stick's in the right place if we're not pressuring. And it's just being on the same page is a lot of what that is about.